Yeah, I be wondering why, like when I bring the YouTube up, nope, I guess there goes that. I was trying to bring it up on the TV, but welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got the mainstays. Excuse me, let me wipe that off a little bit. You got Wayne and Tim. Uh, we working at third shift. Ain't that what they call it overnight? Six is off a very nice win. As they should. They faced the Clippers tonight. The Clippers lost, I think that's 5 straight now, and they've lost 6 or 7. They pretty much secured the 8th seed in the East. So I guess they might not have the motivation to as much motivation, but the Sixers came out and exerted dominance early. They looked like they had a little bit more pep in their step. Harden and Embiid in particular, they looked a little more sluggish than the last game. This game, they looked like they came out ready to handle business early. Harden, he looked a little bit more like the last year Harden at least in this game, and Embiid was Embiid. But other than that, what's his name struggled a little bit. Maxey struggled a little bit, but he has his ups and downs. Some people think he's the second best player on the team, but every once in a while you get reminded, why the young boy is still waiting his turn. But that being said, Thibault had a good game. Tobias seems like this is where he's at now with like 14, 15 points a game. It seems like this is the level that we can expect from him from here on out, maybe an occasional 20 very once in a while. But we look good offensively. The ball moved and we did what we did. So, next we got a real challenge up next in Phoenix. What did you get anything? What you get out of this game?
I got everything that you opposite of what you just said. Maxey didn't really
opposite.
Maxey didn't really struggle. Maxey just everybody else was just having really great games, so we didn't need him to be Maxey tonight. Harden returned. It was the return of James Harden. He had 4 3-pointers in the first half. He was cooking. And B had 17 in the first half. He was cooking. Tobias did what he did. So it was just no need for Maxey to go off. We didn't need those points. We wound up winning by over 20 points. So stop acting.
Winded up winning by over 20, but he was 1 for 7 when we were still in the throes of the game.
We didn't. It was not necessary. It was okay. And it's
okay. So he would have turned it on if we was getting blown out.
Oh yeah, we needed them. He would have been all right. Okay. But we did what we supposed to do. Like feeding your kids. You did what you're supposed to have done. This is a bad team. The Clippers are a bad team. We know they're a bad team. We shouldn't even lost them early this year. I think we were smoking them by like 24 points in the first half. In the second half, we wound up losing. But this game, this is not a good team. Obviously, they're not a good team because they're missing Paul George and Kawhi. So they're missing their 2 biggest superstars. So we came and we handled our business, and that's what we did.
And I saw Doc actually made a couple changes. I don't know if it was by accident or if he actually learned in his lesson. I was reading somewhere where they was talking about Thibault attacking more on the offensive boards now. And if you notice in the game, at least tonight in the game plan, it looked like when shots went up, everybody else was getting back, and Thibault was the one that was like crashing on the offensive boards. Like, of course, if Embiid was down there, then he was down there. But it's like if he was outside the paint, Thibault was the one in there going in and try to crash the boards and break stuff up. But everybody else was getting back. So I think that helped them to not get burnt as much on getting back. And the other thing was in Doc's rotations. He took Maxey out first, and then eventually but then he ended up putting Maxey in there with the bench, where it was like, I mean, he just struggled tonight. That's all. His shot was off.
Second game in a row he did that. He took kept Harden and Embiid in at the same time. We ain't really noticed it the first time we did it because we didn't even talk about it the last game. So maybe remember you in particular kept saying you wanted Harden to be in that bench rotation. So kind of this is you getting it's like the best. We wanted him to stay in the starting lineup. You wanted them to play with the bench. So Doc is actually giving us both what we want.
Right. I was thinking about that.
So we both getting what we want.
But I think that lineup will work. Maxey was just off tonight. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking no shots at the young boy. I just was trolling y'all a little bit because everybody was so emphatic and telling me how Maxey's our closer and he's rated. We ain't got to put all that on a young boy right now. Right now, he gets a lot of stuff how he should. He gets a lot of the stuff off of because Embiid and Harden draw so much attention, and he eat, and that's how he should. You know what I'm saying? And then in certain spots, he do take it on himself and do stuff too. So, but I also in the garbage minutes, I like that Paul Reed got in it. But listen, man, when Paul Reed get in the game, he's active. I don't know. Maybe he just don't understand the offense or schemes or something, and Doc don't want to play him. But it seems to me whenever he's in there, he's at least active and bringing energy on the boards. And I would like to see him get some minutes, you know what I'm saying, here and there.
Doc need to just let him play, man. Let the young boy play. It's funny though. Shake is getting the minutes. Remember, we kept saying that we want to Shake to be consistent minutes. He's getting those consistent minutes. Now I just need him to play like he played in garbage time tonight. In garbage time, he was looking for his shot, knocking down the mid-range shot. I want him to do that when he's playing along.
Hold on, let me address this clown that wants to call me a clown. I've been talking about Max. Listen, I have no ill will, unless you wasn't listening last night, because some people on here was talking about how Maxey was our second best player and Maxey was our guy. Maxey is an outstanding player. And if you don't know, I got ridiculed when I said that I saw his potential as being like Ja Morant. So I'm not a Maxey hater. My whole point of it is let him grow into it. I'm not going to rip Maxey because I said he had off night. He had off night. Did he not? But let's not get it twisted. Harden is a better player than he is right now, and Harden is more crucial to the Sixers than he is right now.
I don't know about that. I still say Maxey is the second best player.
Clown.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. Max is still our man. We still love the young bull. But these last two games, all nice, all cute. We played LA, two bad teams. The most important thing is the next two games. How are we going to play against the Bucks and how are we going to play against the Phoenix Suns? That's going to be the telltale sign for me is if we on the same caliber, in the same league as those of the elite in the NBA.
Hey, hold on. Hey, no, y'all ain't got to get easy money. Listen, I'm cool with somebody. Hey, listen, Easy Money got his opinion, bro. I'm not mad at him. I'm just going to address him. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. He got his opinion. I'm not mad at that. Y'all already know I ain't got no problem going back and forth with nobody. But that being said, like I'm glad Maxey balling the way that he balling. That gives us the fact that we blew this team out with Maxey struggling. I love it. I love that because I do know that Maxey can drop. I've seen him drop like 38 on on Denver before and everything else. I know Maxey can do that. So I'm cool with that. But don't come here telling me Maxey's still not a better player than Harden is right now. Harden is more crucial to the Sixers right now. We can still do stuff even if Maxey's off. If Harden's not playing well, we have no shot in the playoffs.
But you can't deny that Maxey was playing better than Harden for most of the time that Harden's been with the team. Maxey's been playing.
But a lot of that is because Harden is drawing that attention. No matter what you want to say, Harden draws that attention. Maxey gets a lot of his stuff off of fast breaks, running and killing everybody with the speed because he can fly free because he don't have to handle the rock.
So when we played Miami and Max and he was out here, Harden was out here in LA.
Yeah, that was the one game.
What was the attention? What was the attention that he drew?
Yeah, that was the one game. I agree.
So it's not necessarily all the time that he's drawing attention. It's just the fact that, and I think we talked about this last game. I do think that Harden does give him. I think he's more of a better coach than anything. He coaches the bull Maxey up more than just his in-game playing alongside of him. He gives him that confidence that he needs. Yeah, but only thing I'm saying is it's a difference. See, all right, this is my point. And it kind of goes to the same thing like when we talk about role players like Seth Curry and like Niang. Certain guys have their certain spot. It's a reason why superstars are superstars. To do this on a nightly basis when people are focusing on you every night, when Embiid and Harden guys of that ilk do this on a nightly basis, when you are the focal point of the other team, is amazing. And that's all I'm saying is Tyrese Maxey is not the focal point of the other team. They're not coming in with they might have him on the board, but down when you're looking who all you want to stop is Embiid, Harden, and then Maxey. So it's not like they coming in and they circling. We must stop Maxey at all costs. That's not what the other teams are coming in saying. That's all I'm saying. Right now they may. Who knows? Maxey, Harden been struggling with his hammy. Doc earlier this week even said that it's still a struggle for him as far as the hamstring goes, and we can clearly see that. But tonight was all about Harden, though. If you really want to dictate, Harden came in and he like that 25 in the first half, and it wasn't a lot of shots that he put up. He was efficient in his scoring, and he was balling. This was a good welcome sight. I do want to see how he play on Sunday, though. I want to see the stiffer competition going against the Devin Bookers. That's going to be a good matchup. You got two elite guards.
Yeah, especially because they might put Bridges might be on him. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, we'll see. And that's why But see, this is the reason why I do like the fact that we got Maxey balling the way that Maxey balling, and even Toby at certain points tonight when he started taking the ball down in the weight room, like he made I'm cool with that. I know Toby get paid way too much money to be just a role type player. I get it. But that being said, with the talent that we have on this team, I just need him to play hard and play smart. That's what I need him to do right now, because we don't need him to be the 20-point a game scorer that we really needed before with Ben and Bede being the only other stars on this team. Now we got Maxey stepping up and can score. We got Bede doing his thing. We got Harden that can score, rebound. Harden had 15 rebounds tonight.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Did he lead it? I think he had more rebounds than anybody on the team tonight. I kind of wanted Chris. I wanted him to be Chris Middleton. I thought Tobias Harris could be that Chris Middleton type.
I did too.
Not the. We know he's not going to be the best player on the team, but on any given night that he could drop 30 or 40 on us to carry us when we need that to be carried. That's to be lethal at something. And that's the disappointing thing about Tobias, because he works so hard. It's one thing if he ain't working on his game. He's in the gym all the time. He's working. He's doing all these things, but it's like he just hit a ceiling. It's like that resistance.
Yeah. I mean, look how long it took him to finally hit that. That he peaked out. Like, I mean, he is like what, 28 now?
Yeah, about 29.
Yeah, 29. I think he like peaked out when he what is 26 and with the Clippers when he really hit the pinnacle of what he was when they traded him to us.
That's kind of the disappointing thing about it. The book Covington looked a little spry today. Looked like he had some
he did
animosity. Or he looked like
I ain't gonna hold you. I was looking a little bit. I was like, dang, I wouldn't be mad if we had Covington right now.
I don't know if he had a little extra. I don't know if he was doing a little extra. Like even he had a weak side block on Embiid too tonight. It was kind of fun. Well, look a little spry. I will say that much. But of course, if he get with us, he's gonna miss layups like he always did. Remember, he gonna make a layup to save his life.
Right. But you know what? They might not. I see. Some people talking about the next matchup coming up. I could see them probably putting Bridges on Harden more, because Harden will be the one handling the ball more. You don't want Booker necessarily guarding Harden, especially since we know
ball's back, right?
And because we know Harden. Yeah, I know, but we also know that Harden draws fouls too. So, I don't know if you necessarily want to put. I'm not saying that he won't guard him at all, but how sometimes coaches get the bend where they're not going to put. If it's somebody going to draw fouls like that, you're not putting. Even sometimes when it comes to B, sometimes the coach. That's why I don't send help down. Like if they got a big man that's crucial to their offense, they'll send help down there on B to play more physical.
That's gonna be a tough, because Ayton and B should win that matchup. He should win that matchup because being an MVP. Harden and Booker, I got to get a slight edge to Booker. I don't even.
Absolutely. Absolutely, edge to Booker.
You get edge to Booker, and then Maxey and Chris Paul. I'm gonna get a slight edge to Maxey, just because Chris Paul coming from he's on. This will be his second game back off of injury. You can't just if you miss a month, you can't miss a month. You saying Maxey is better than Chris Paul right now? I'm saying for tomorrow's game, for Sunday's game, Maxey will be a better player. If I'm wrong, let me know. If y'all feel differently in the chat, let me know. But I believe I'm taking for that particular game, for that one game, I got Maxey over Chris Paul.
Okay. Hey, listen, I hope they do put Chris Paul on Harden. I bet you Harden cooking. See, yeah, don't get caught up into the one. See, this sometimes we get caught. Harden has had great games against Kyrie in the past. he struggled against that game. He struggled, and it was, I think Tim alluded to it earlier. It was a report where Doc was saying Harden still having some complications with the hamstring.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he hasn't. I mean, he's getting older, so it could be that the hamstring bothered him, or it could just be the age catching up with him. So I mean, hopefully we see more of this Harden in the playoffs. Hopefully he's on kind of like on cruise control right now, and we'll see more of like the first quarter of this game. How it looked like he is a little more spry. Hopefully we see more of that.
You know what they're gonna do? Booker is gonna be Mikal Bridges is gonna stick Harden, and Thibault's gonna stick Booker. I think that's how they're going. That's gonna be the rotation. They're gonna have the best two defenders on best offensive players. So Thibault.
So you said Bridges is gonna stick who?
Bridges is gonna be on Harden.
Okay. They're
gonna put Bridges on Harden, and they're gonna put Thibault on Booker.
So their best defenders on the better offensive players.
Yeah, that's how you.
So then why? So then Bridges would be sticking Maxey then, right?
No,
y'all said Maxey was better than Harden.
I'm just saying you looking at the matchup.
I'm gonna troll you tonight because listen, y'all gotta understand we in the chat together and they was all going at me yesterday. They all the Maxey hype, and I like Maxey, man. I honestly I hope he has a long, illustrious career with the Sixers. I hope he plays so well for the Sixers that his number gets retired for the Sixers. Because I think he's a good dude. He has good work ethic. You could tell he was raised by solid parents that instilled, hard work and values in him. I just like everything about Maxey. He's just young right now.
Hey, Dominic, why are you bringing up old stuff? I might have seen that one podcast. Just stop remembering. I did say Aiden. I did. My apologies to the show. But with that being said, Aiden might still have a good game or a better game on Sunday. Who knows? Phoenix, to me, they the best team in the league. They lost Chris Paul. They ain't lose no sleep. They still was rolling. They still
they definitely are, and they're role players. And this is where what did Quirk shoot tonight? Because I think I like to see Court get his shot back. Not saying that I want earlier in the season it was like we was asking a lot of him, and he was in like the first 3 or 4 games he was balling out like better than we've ever seen him ball. But that being said, I want to see his shot at least clicking so that when he's wide open, I'll have some confidence that he'll hit a wide open shot.
Wait, say it again. Say it again.
No, I was saying I want Cork. I want to see Cork get to where as though at least the open shots he hit. Like I like the fact that he caught that one when B broke it out loose to him and he just grabbed it and jacked it and nailed it. I want to see Cork get that confidence back because that opens the floor up. You know what I'm saying? We know that we need those shooters. So if him on certain games, him and Minivan, you know what I mean, hitting them open threes and even Shake, Shake. It's something about his b-ball IQ sometimes, bro. Like on that fast break, right? When he was running on the fast break and it was him and Danny, y'all got a 2-on-1, and it was I think Batum was back. He's an excellent defensive player. Batum is. You got Batum back. Shake. If you're a smart player, you slow down, let Danny go and spot up for the 3, and then you make him make a choice if he's going to step to you or jump out to Danny and kick it out. But instead, Shake goes right up into his chest and gets his shot blocked. Like that's just, and he does dumb stuff like that sometimes. But I guess he's still young. Whether it's like his third.
I agree with you that would have been a smarter play to make. Yeah, but Embiid still giving us MVP numbers. I kind of still wanted him to get his 30 because LeBron gonna do everything he can to get the scoring title this year, and I really want Embiid to get that scoring title. But I do believe that LeBron, that's all he got. That's all he's playing for. They know they're not going to be if they get in the play-in tournament and win, they're going to get crushed by the Suns. So as being like a real older player to win the scoring title, that's something that he can have a feather in his cap. Another something else that he could put under his career. Like I was the oldest player. I was 37 or 38, oldest player to ever win a scoring title. So now I'm better than Jordan. So
what's his name? And listen, don't sleep. Like some people say, because the Suns pretty much got the West on lock a little bit. Remember back when we ain't seen as much as Ephraim ever since the Golden State been getting
I don't
mopped
know.
around. But remember it was like them and the Suns, Golden State and the Suns that was up there running the West.
Yeah.
The Suns has pretty much got a good grip on the West. So some people think that they might like ease up some and this, that, and other. Hey, don't think for a second that Devin Booker not looking at that. Devin Booker name is coming up into some of that MVP talk too, because Chris Paul went down. Chris Paul went down for a period of time, and Booker's still been balling. And he has the best team in the league, and he's been doing his work. So his name should be in that discussion.
I saw a poll as far as the top 10 candidates for MVP, and Devin Booker was like number 7 or number 8. And they kind of, and I read something, I watched something, I can't remember what it was, but they kind of said most times when they're doing an MVP race, if they don't think you may get traction the year before last, and then they'll remember you the following year, and then you'll be a real candidate. So like last year, Embiid got all that traction to get the MVP. So this year he was in the minds of all the writers and the voters, and so this year he's like a elite candidate. But they said if you just look at the pure numbers, yeah, Devin Booker is balling. He got his team rolling. And then he was splitting votes early on with Chris Paul, like who really was the MVP. But now I agree with you, but they say he was like 7th to 8th in 7th to 8th place as far as the MVP ballot. But next year.
Yeah, he might be. But suppose he comes in and here he is going off. You don't think if he comes in and faces off against Embiid, the lead candidate, and he balls out, if he dropped 40 piece, you don't think that people, you know how the media do. It'd be all over. Devin Booker was such and such and such. He's got something to say about the MVP. And these are dudes that's voting on MVP race.
I know, but I just think that he don't got enough traction right now. He just, I mean, the people don't really be.
I agree. I don't think that he can take it from. All I'm saying is, I'm talking about his mindset.
Yeah,
I'm saying like his mindset might be like, if I go out here and put in work against them, I'm gonna beat all these dudes that they talk about MVP candidates, and then we gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about his mindset.
Yeah, remember he scored. They said yesterday or the day before yesterday was the anniversary of his 70-point game that he had 5 years ago, and he went in and dropped 49 points. So you know he's a true dog. He can ball without a.
You know what's crazy, bro? When I sit here and look at Devin Booker, I'm looking at his stats, and I'm looking like this boy was born in 96. My first son was born in 96 in May. Booker was born in October. I'm like, bro, like I could be these dudes.
Baller, you should have trained.
Remember how? Listen, real quick though. Remember how you used to go? It's like first you're a young boy and you looking up to the old heads and stuff like that, like Doc and all them, and they grown men and you're a kid, you look it up. Then at a certain point, like you looking at boys and you see them in college, like you're around their same age in college. You know what I'm saying? Now, then you older than the college boys. The next thing you know, you looking at the pros, and you older than the boys. You could be they pop.
Man, you know, I'm telling you. That's how it is when you're balling when you're in the gym.
I thought that was a sobering moment.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the next 2 games to me is good. We broke the Heat. We broke Miami. Jimmy Butler and the team, they fallen. we literally a half a game behind them. So
I gotta say this, I will give. Only reason I'm not shook about Boston.
I am.
Only reason I'm not shook about them because when we played them and they mopped us, we didn't have Harden at the time. So we had a whole different team. I think Harden is a different dynamic.
Team with one player.
It is though, but it's not like Boston beat us by 40 every time they played us this year.
But they did that game, and they not.
That game.
They're 9-1. They went and beat the Grizzlies. It's not like they beating bad teams.
We beat the Grizzlies. We beat the Grizzlies too.
But we beat them
without Embiid.
And we beat them without Ja Morant.
No. They had Ja Morant the last time. We didn't have Embiid, and we beat them.
But here's the thing, though. They've been beating everybody. Like, and tomorrow they got a big game because I think it's the Bucks. I'm thinking about the Bucks.
Now the honestly, the team that I think Boston might be the team that probably bothers me the most in the East because I see people talking about like the matchups. I would say Boston, because I
They
still
got
think that
two
we match
30
up.
point
I still think we
scorers.
match up against the Bucks. But that being said, against Boston, to Boston, the key to Boston to me is how Doc manages the other big men. Is DeAndre Jordan going to come in there and play physical? Because Boston's big men are going to play physical with Embiid, and Smart's going to come in there and play physical. Boston is going to try to intimidate the Sixers.
Yeah.
So are the Sixers going to come out, and it depends on how the refs is calling the game too, but are the Sixers going to come out and play physical back?
That's
So,
the thing.
that
We kind of got like a finesse. Besides, outside of Embiid, our team is a little bit of a finesse team. And
a little
Boston,
bit, but at times they do play. At times, because think about Niang. Sometimes Niang go down there and he barrel down, he move people around. Even
yeah,
I was surprised. Did you see Danny with the power move tonight on the big man?
I've never
I
seen
ain't
that
never seen
play.
Danny do that before.
I've never seen that. That's probably the last time we'll see that too. So
But Tobias tries to play physical too. Like when he had, I'm not saying that he's a physical guy, but at times, depending on who's on him, he will go down there and throw his body into there to get that shot up. But
they got
but I
players
think
that play. They got and the thing that hurts us is they have players like Tatum and Jalen. They play above the rim, and a lot of times if they driving and getting above, we can't do anything about that. We don't block shots like that. We don't have anybody that's gonna come in there and defend. So it's like they got
DeAndre Jordan the last couple games has played more solid in that middle as that backup.
He's not sticking either one of them. He's not sticking Jalen Brown.
He's not sticking them, but he's in that paint blocking shots.
Yeah, and then you pass it to a layup. Then they can just pass it off to a layup. I mean, who you gonna do? What you gonna do?
I mean, that sounds simpler, but it makes a difference if you have a shot blocker in that middle. It makes a difference because now you don't just get, even if you beat your first man, now you have to make a pass. There's a chance of that pass getting broken up, stolen, or anything like that. So, but that being said, you know why? One of the things that, and this is just my take, and it's not me hating on the Nets or nothing, because I do think if you have the way Kyrie is balling right now, and KD is balling at the point of being one of the top 2-3 players in the league, the 1-2-3 player in the league, in the top 3 in the league right now. Yes. So, I mean, I think I think you got to put Joker up there a little bit because of what Joker brings, and Giannis. But I mean, he's in that mix of dudes. That's KD is definitely in the top 1, 2, or 3 in the league.
I would like to see Brooklyn
play. But the only thing is, I think it's going to make a difference with Kyrie playing every night, because I get it. He's dropping these big bomb games when he plays, but he's playing on like 4 or 5 nights rest every time. Yeah. So he's coming in with fresh legs every time. I want to see how fast he gets, because even going into the playoffs, like if he starts playing like every game now, with everything being lifted, I want to see if that starts to wear on it. Like he might have to acclimate his body to playing a game.
It's going to be some adjustments that he's going to make, but he still don't got a whole NBA season underneath his belt.
He don't got a whole NBA season, but you got these playoff games, and then you're going to have to, as of right now, they're going to have to play the play-in game. I think that first play-in game is crucial to that 7 and 8 seed, because if you lose that 7 and 8 seed, then you're going to have to play again. Or if you make it to the 9 and 10 instead of 7 and 8, you're going to have to play another night. I'm not
sure if the Bulls are not going to be in that play-in. They falling. They free falling.
You think they're going to drop down that far?
Possibility. It's possible. I'm looking at the Bulls right now, and the way their schedule is, they very well could be in that play-in seed. Brooklyn might play themselves out of it.
Excuse me. Yeah, I think I honestly think the thing about I think the East is about a lot of matchups, and I do think that Boston might be the toughest matchup for the Sixers, just because
it is. I'm telling you,
they have those wing players, those athletic wing players that can score big.
They can score big and they play above the rim. That's something.
And they got enough big men that play a certain way where they can make it tough on Embiid.
The Al Horford, the Embiid stopper. Just admit it.
He's not the whole Embiid stopper. Stop it.
Just admit it.
No, they just play good defense, and then they bring in Theus to come off the bench and hack him up. Then they also throw Smart comes down low and going there reaching and hacking at his knees and stuff like that. Boston's a tough defensive team, but it's going to be interesting to see how the refs call series that they play in too, because you know how refs could pick and choose when they want to be calling calls and when they want to let everything go.
And see, with the Bulls right now, they got to play Cleveland tomorrow, and they still have to play Miami again, Milwaukee again, Boston again, Minnesota, and Charlotte. So they don't have it easy. They could very well be in a playing game. And then and the great thing about if Brooklyn moves up, I'll be happy to play the Bulls in the first round of playoffs. I'll take the Bulls. I'll take Cleveland. Cleveland and the Bulls and Charlotte. Any of those three would be fine.
Oh yeah. And listen, listen, I'm not worried, Mastercraft. I'm not worried about any. I said yesterday or the day before yesterday, I'm not worried about any. I feel like the Sixers can beat any team. I think any of these teams that the Sixers go against it's a 50-50 shot. Like when we talk about the upper tier of the East, I think the Sixers are in that upper tier, whereas though they need to worry about us too. But that being said, I think Boston proposed. I don't agree with that whole Horford being an Embiid stopper. Embiid averages like 25 points a game against him for his career. Boston does play like Herb said, they do bring in that help. I think it was Herb that said how they throw that help in there on them, and they do. They throw that help. They send in the other big body to come in there. The guy Williams come in there. But the difference being Boston has not played them with Harden, who poses a whole different aspect of offensive game. Before they was doing this with Ben, and everybody kept saying like Tatum. Remember, Tatum used to run off of Ben, leave Ben outside, and go down and help out. But it's going to be indicative on Embiid making those quick passes against Boston. But that being said, I'm not afraid of anybody in the East. I'm not afraid of any. Let the chips fall. I'm not trying to jockey for position. We had like last year, we supposed to have the easy pass. We had to play against the Hawks. Oh, we should be able to beat them. We got the easy pass. We ain't got to play Brooklyn or the Bucks. And we went out in the second round. So just man up and play whoever we play, and whatever happened.
I'm jockeying for position. Sometimes even the boy Draymond Green, they dropped the clip the other day. They said sometimes it's about the matchup. It also it takes a little bit of luck. He said to get to that NBA title. It's not just about who's the best team. So give me all the player. I want a position. I want a jockey position. I want everything. We've been waiting years for an NBA title, and then we got a shot now. Give me all the favorable matchups I can get. I'm cool. Anyway.
SGA, I agree. I'm not scared of Boston either. That's what I'm saying. But I think that Boston poses the best matchup. But that being said, I actually think that Boston against I think that Chicago might be a good matchup against Boston. If Chicago comes in like even strength, like all together, I think Chicago could pose a problem for Boston because they have a similar type team. So I think a lot of it has to do with matchups. You know, we're gonna see who matches up.
We want the easy route. Sergeant Bass. Yep. Because
I wouldn't be mad at the easy route, but I'm not going out and looking for that. To me, I don't want my players having that mindset of they want the easy route. I want them to go out there wanting to be the best, wanting to make sure that they got number one seed and they get home court advantage and everything else, and just come out and ball. That's all. I just want them to have that mindset of we're the team to beat. That's the kind of mindset they should have.
I get it. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. It's late.
All right.
It's not. We ain't on the West Coast. We right here on Philly. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button.
Let's get some love on the likes, man. We got a lot of people in. There's no way we listen. Even if y'all disagree, you know what I mean? Like my man called me a clown. I ain't mad at you, bro. You're welcome to come back any point in time. If you don't agree with what I say, hey, say it. Even afterwards, if you come on here afterwards, I answer the comments back. You see me, I'm Philly baller. If you see somebody sit there and say something, I answer back to it. So, but that being said, y'all on here, show some love, give us some likes. We should at least have as many likes as people watching. Y'all know y'all like it. That's why y'all here. Stop it.
Listen to that man. All right, we'll be back after the game on Sunday. Thanks for watching. We out.